So we are live. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the live. If you are here or if you will join and listen to this part much later, it's good to have you here. In our midst, we also have Ma Ikikondo. She's a parenting coach. She's doing so well, helping a lot of parents all the way from Cameroon, and she's awesome. She's awesome. She's awesome. I would like to remind you again, I'm sure you saw the flyer before joining. Our topic is raising emotional intelligent children. Raising emotional intelligent children. The truth is, many times children would love to behave well, but they get to misbehave because they do not understand their emotions. And parents would, they just want to address that behavior without thinking of, okay, what is the root cause of this? What is the foundation of this misbehavior? And most of the time, it's traced back to their emotions. It's traced back to the fact that they are unable to handle their emotions. Hence, they just behave, they throw out characters and behave the way they feel they should at that period of time. So even when you end up disciplining a child, you end up correcting, you end up talking to the child and doing all of that. That emotion not being addressed, that aspect of their emotional intelligence not being addressed, helping them to understand how they can handle their emotion in situation, in different circumstances, we still boil down to the fact that they would make that mistakes. They'll make the same mistake and even more. And some of these mistakes can be self-sabotaging. You know, they do not want to destroy themselves, but unknowingly to them, they keep doing things that are destroying them. So I will let my Konde take it from here. She's going to speak to us. She's going to give us a whole detail, the whole detail on how to raise emotionally intelligent children, at least for the period of time we have here. Let's see how far we can go. My Kondo, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much for having me on your show, on your channel, Idara Solomon. Okay, so my name is Mai Konde, and I am a parent coach, and I'm so excited to be here and to actually talk on this topic because I actually love the topic, and the topic is really so amazing and it's going to help a lot of parents. All right. So the topic says raising emotionally intelligent children. You know, the words emotional intelligence, it is something that many people don't know about. But like we hear the word IQ, it's the same as EI, which is emotional intelligence. Okay. And now I want us to imagine a world where our children aren't only smart academically, but they are also smart emotionally. All right. Because inside of us, there is a world, and that world within us influences everything around us. Okay. And now, whatever happens around us physically is also a product or has been influenced by what is inside of us. And what is inside of us actually, we focus on our feelings, our emotions. All right. So I want to give this quote, permit me to read this quote from a very amazing psychologist, okay, and author of the book, Why Emotional Intelligence Matters, okay, matters more than IQ. All right. So his name is Daniel Coleman, and he says that emotional intelligence begins to develop in the earliest years of a child. All the small exchanges children have with their parents, teachers, and each other, okay, carry emotional messages. All right. So today we're going to handle three subtopics, which is we'll define what is emotional intelligence, that is AI, and then now we'll talk about why it matters to children. Okay. And the third will be practical strategies, okay, to raise emotionally intelligent children who navigate life's complexity with confidence and kindness. Okay, these are amazing words that we really need to stay tuned and learn these things as parents because it's really very important. So now, what is emotional intelligence? It's a new concept in Africa, in my nation as well. Emotional intelligence is a new concept. So how do we define it? In simple terms, emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, okay, to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions. Okay, the ability to recognize emotions, ability to understand our emotions, and to manage it while also empathizing with others. All right, while empathizing with others. Okay, that's the definition of emotional intelligence. So Idawa said something when she was introducing. She said that at times we parents we focus on the behavior of the child and we neglect like what was the root cause of that action, what really happened to them that actually pushed them to make that action because our actions, even in general, even as adults, okay, it's always a product of something within. All right. When we feel frustrated, when we are angry, what comes out, like what manifests in our physical states, it's a reflection of what is within. And when we address what the child feels, okay, about what happens, all right, we actually help the child to process what is inside and now to fix it now, then now to behave the way we want them to behave. All right. So now, why is emotional intelligence very crucial for our kids? Okay. It helps our kids to build good communication. Right, good communication because the ability to recognize your emotion, like you be say, oh, say that okay, right now I'm angry. All right, you did this and that made me to feel this way. That is why I responded this way. Understand? It actually builds that ability to communicate what we feel within. All right, it improves academic performance. Okay, because when a child is resentful, when a child when the child from home comes from home and in the house the parent was so insulting on the child, putting negative on the child comes to school, the child still feels that pain or that resentfulness inside. So the child will not focus with his or her academics. All right. So it enhances resilience and coping mechanisms for kids. All right. It makes kids to be resilient, okay, and to have like strategies that they are able to know what's happening inside and to actually cope with it. Okay, it reduces mental disorders, mental issues. Okay, it actually a child with a high EI, okay, has 20% more chances to succeed in life. Okay, and lastly, it builds the child's confidence. It gets the child prepared for challenges in life and actually help the child to develop the skills that builds relationships in general. Okay, so that's why emotional intelligence is very crucial and important for children. Okay, so now what now are the strategies? What now are the practical steps? What now are the components of this emotional intelligence? How do I practice this in practical terms to help my child and even help myself, okay, become an emotional intelligence person? Okay, so the first ingredient is that you need to be self-aware. Okay, you need self-awareness. Okay, teaching our children to identify, not only to identify, but to name their feelings, okay? Because every feeling has a name, okay? And now with our emotions, there's so many of them. We feel angry, okay? We can be happy, okay? We can be sad, can be frustrated, we can be excited, and so on and so on. Okay, those are feelings that are inside, and those feelings within actually brings forth an action. Okay, so we need to teach our children this. All right. I remember with my son, even though he's still little, whenever he's angry, he will do something like this. He will look at you like this. Like maybe my face is not really that expressive, but you made like this, act you made like this, and I'll be like this, and that's where I know that okay, he's angry. And I'll come to mom and be like, so you're angry, you're angry, you're angry. I can see that you're angry. And at times when I myself too am angry, I just imitate him and make the same action, and he understand that, okay, this is the action when we feel angry. Okay, so anger is not a bad thing to feel. Okay, with resentfulness, sadness. Okay, it's not all emotions are good. Okay, they are a signal, a message to us. All right, and when we know them, instead of running away from them, okay, we actually capacitate ourselves to be able to handle those emotions, okay, and to actually be emotionally intelligent. Okay, so being able to identify and name your feelings makes you emotionally intelligent. Okay, so whenever you are conversing with your child, ask them, how do you feel about this? Okay, what's happening within you? Is it joy? Is it sadness? Is it frustration? Okay, so another thing is that you can like have a chat, because you can actually go online and like get maybe different types of feelings, okay, and get maybe their emoji or their facial expressions. And now you can have the chat in your home and you show like, okay, is this what you feel? Is this what you feel? Is it what you feel? There are even some apps, okay, that really helps with that. Okay, the goal is for the child to get to understand what's happening within. Okay, because at times our children behave because something is happening within them and they're so confused. They're like, what is happening? What is happening? I don't like what I'm feeling. I don't like what I'm feeling. And they're like throwing tantrum. They are venting their anger, they hit, the fight, they are negative because something's happening with, and they don't yet have the capacity to understand it, to manage it, and they're so confused. Okay. And we parents at times we come and add to their frustration rather than just helping them identify at least what they are feeling. Okay. So another aspect of self-awareness is to actually, yeah, ask them, okay, how they feel in particular situations. Okay, so the question, how do you feel? Okay, should be normalized in our homes, okay, in our African homes with our children. Okay. Let them feel free to say what they feel, and you parents should equally be open to hear what they feel. All right, because when you have that information, it actually helps you to know how to manage the situation. Okay, rather than just coming in ignorance and just putting in a strategy, okay, that might not align, and you see yourself, you see the child behaving contrary, and you feel like your child is a devil. Whereas no, okay, you're the one not understanding the child. Okay, so now the second aspect, because there are actually four of them, the second aspect of emotional intelligence is self-regulation. All right, self-regulation. Okay, this is a concept that we have to really come to the realization that we have to normalize this. Okay, we need self-regulation. Okay, I know that as parents it's hard. Even I myself, I'm still um forcing myself to do this self-regulation stuff because I didn't grow up that way. Okay, and it's a process and we all grow in it. All right, but we must normalize it. All right. So now, what is self regulation? It's all about practicing mindfulness with yourself, with your emotions. Okay. So now, when I'm angry, what do I do with it? When I'm sad, what do I do with it? When I'm happy, what do I do with it? To be able to regulate it so that it doesn't cause harm to somebody else. Okay, or it actually brings joy to somebody else. All right. So now, self-regulation has to do with practicing mindfulness techniques or mindfulness exercises. Okay, which are breathing techniques. Okay, there is this stop, breathe, think technique. All right, when situations happens, when you feel um sad, okay, when all those emotions build up in you, you feel frustrated. The truth is that you need a moment to actually pause to understand what is going on within you and to be able to manage it first before responding to a child. Okay, you need to stop, breathe, breathe in, breathe out slowly, of course. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Think about the situation, all right, before you respond to it. Okay, at times when we are so quick to respond, we end up transferring pain to a child. Okay, because When you respond, you're responding out of pain because actually there's a pain within you that makes you feel frustrated, that makes you feel sad when a child does something. Okay. And now when you respond based on that pain, you are actually transferring that pain to your child. Okay. So tomorrow now, when the child feels frustrated, the child feels that pain within. The child also vent out that pain to some other person. Okay. But now when you pause, you first of all calm your body down, calm your chest. And that's our chest is so, and that's where I've held our breath. Okay. My kid is actually here. And that's why I held our breath. And my chest is, we have like stop breathing. Whereas we should actually like pause, breathe in, breathe out, calm our body down before responding. All right. Okay. So another way is to actually have like a calming corner. You can say that okay, maybe no mama, you have to submit. You have to do this. Okay, so you can actually have a quiet corner, okay, where maybe you yourself or you and a child, when you guys are in a heated moment, there is so much shouting, there's so much screaming, so much negativity. You both can go to a corner and say, okay, now it's time for us to really calm down. Okay. You are teaching yourself to calm down, and you are also teaching your child to learn how to calm down. Okay, because calming down is an important skill for our kids to learn. Okay. So they learn it in order for them to respond, not respond through the pain or the anger that they feel within, but respond from a place of calm, from a place of understanding. Okay. So now another aspect, and the third aspect of emotional intelligence is empathy. Empathy is a very crucial aspect of emotional intelligence because it actually positions us to feel what the other person feels. Okay, to put ourselves in the shoe of the other person. All right. And most of the times, we do things, okay, or we do things, and we even our kids equally do things, okay, and now we want them to stop. And now we at times we tell them now, okay, now that you did this, now that you have hit your brother, for example, how do you think he feels? Okay, okay, or if you were the one that this thing was done to, how would you have felt? All right. So empathy is all about putting yourself in the shoe of another person. Okay. So now imagine put yourself in the place of that child. Okay, that did that thing that is wrong. Okay. And now you came in as a parent, you insulted them, you hit them, you scream at them. If it was you, how would you have felt? It's sure you are wrong. Okay, you are wrong. We understand, we get it. But now how would you have felt? Okay, if they brought in so much negativity like that. All right. I'm sure that you would have loved is to actually have that parent that come down to your level and say, what you did was wrong, okay, and you have to adjust this behavior. And there are better ways to do this, and you need to apologize. You need to um, put yourself in my shoe as well, okay. So going down like that to their level, empathizing with them, okay, actually help them to build that social skill that they need to be able to empathize with other people, with themselves, and in their relationships as they grow. All right. So that is that. And equally, we should empathy. We should also like normalize discussing about situation with our kids. Okay. But when something happens, all right, we should be able to have an open discussion about it. How did you feel about it? Like how was the response and stuff like that. It shows that we are kind of empathizing with how they feel. Okay, because when we are able to connect with our children emotionally, we win them. Okay, we win their hearts and we win them over. And now they tend to make actions and they do those actions and they are so much willing to please us. All right. So now the fourth aspect of Emotional intelligence is social skills. Okay, social skills. All right. Okay. So yeah, I think yeah. Okay. So now social skills. Okay. So social skills is more about resolving conflict. Okay. Learning our children to resolve conflict and to actually build, help them to manage relationships, how they interact with others. Okay. Team building and relationships in general. Okay. Because being able to live in a community, in society, living with others and accommodating with others, actually a very good skill, okay, that we get when we're emotionally intelligent. Okay. Imagine that your kids are in a scenario where they're with other children and now there's a conflict and your child walks up in the middle and says something like, see what you just did, how you think that this person is feeling. We have to apologize. We have to um um calm down. Okay, we don't need to be angry again. We need to talk calmly. All right. We need to control our emotions. Even if we have something to say, we have to say it in a respectful manner. All right. Because they're emotionally intelligent. Okay. So that is that. Please come and take it. Okay. So those are the four components, all right, of emotional intelligence. And that's like the practical sense of it. Okay. Most of the times when I myself too, I feel frustrated, I feel tired, I feel exhausted, you know, I always like tell my kids that I'm really tired now. Like I can't do this. And now when my son will say something like, Mommy, you're tired. Mommy, yes, I'm tired. And you say that Ashia. Okay. And now even when he himself is tired, you say I'm tired. And it's just 2 years. Okay, it's true that they really cannot maybe express themselves as soon as they are, but it begins from small. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that is basically that. Okay. So now, what is our role as parents and caregivers? Okay, when it comes to building emotional intelligence in our kids, what is our role? What role do we play? Okay. We know that as parents, children mirror our responses. Okay. Children mirror our responses. The exact way in which you responded to them or to another person, that's the exact way they're going to respond to you and to circumstances. All right. When a child spill maybe a glass or break a glass, and now you as a parent, now you come and you scream, what just happened here? You understand? That's exactly the way they're going to respond when a mistake is being done. Okay. So children mirror our responses. If we're not gonna be parent that is always screaming a lot, always insulting, always bringing some negative energy and all of that, our children will mirror all those responses. And at times, when they mirror those responses, we don't like it. We tell them to be calm, forgetting that we are not modeling that. Okay. So now we need to actually model those healthy emotional expressions. Okay. We need to model healthy emotional expressions. Okay. And I also have to, like I said, have open conversations. Okay. Let us actually normalize discussing our kids on situations that happened and how we felt and how they felt. All right. Then now, one important thing is that we shouldn't dismiss our children's emotions. Okay. When our kids feel this way, we shouldn't be like, shut up, stop here, why do you feel that way? Okay. All right. So we should first of all like acknowledge, okay, what they feel, validate it before correcting it. All right, just acknowledge the fact that okay, my child is angry now. Okay, understand then that okay, I understand that you feel this way, and it's completely valid. It's okay for you to feel this way. Okay, but now how you respond to it matters. Okay, because your response to it has a consequence. Okay, and now you need to respond to it adequately. Even if you have to calm down yourself before responding, that's okay. All right, but you need to respond to it adequately. Okay. And now, one important aspect that can help us experience to model emotional intelligence is that we need to do some self care. Okay, because the reason why we are so stressed, so frustrated, is because we are not really taking care of ourselves, or we're not really doing things that we love. You know, at times when we are parents, when we are moms, we so much focus on the kids, and it's true that we're so busy, but we really need to take time for ourselves. Okay, take it for ourselves, take time out, take a break, take care of our body, calm ourselves down. Okay, feel good, okay, regain back our energy and come back now to parent our kids. It's very, very important to do self-care as a parent because actually help us to be present, to be emotionally available, okay, and to have energy for our kids, okay. So it's very okay for you to feel frustrated. It's very okay for you to be stressed. It's part of parenting, okay. But now you need to acknowledge that feeling, and now take time out, self-care, take care of yourself. Then I come back now with more energy, okay. So now there is this fact about emotional intelligence, okay, because there is a part of our brain that manages our emotions, okay. It's part of our brain, and that part of our brain is called amygdala. Okay, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Okay, that part actually governs our emotional responses. Okay, and now the prefrontal cortex of the brain actually helps us to regulate our emotions. Okay, while the amygdala governs the emotions. Okay, now this this work, okay, this they call it this neuroplastic plasticity work, all right. You guys just excuse me with the pronunciation. Okay, so this brain work, okay, is actually more adaptable when the kids are small. At times we may feel like our kids may not get it, but the truth is that their brains are still very open to get it, to learn how to identify their emotions, how to manage it. Okay, so by doing this emotional intelligence stuff, we're actually helping the prefrontal cortex of our child's brain to be effective because its role is actually help our children or help us regulate our emotions. Okay, but now when we keep it dormant by dismissing it, all right, we are we are not choosing to be emotionally intelligent. All right, so that is that. And one thing, at times we may feel like emotional intelligence is psychology stuff, okay, whereas it's also in the Bible. Okay, at times we children of God, okay, I'm trusting for you too. You just feel like it's a concept that is maybe for the white man, whereas the Bible stories, okay, with characters that are emotionally intelligent. Okay, so do you remember when Joseph, after going through all that which he went through, okay, was able to still stay calm, was able to control himself, okay, when he revealed himself to his brothers? Normally he would have come and be angry and desiring to revenge, but now he was able to manage that emotion inside, and now he responded differently. He chose to be intelligent, okay. He chose not to respond from that place of anger and revenge which he felt, but he chose to be intelligent, and he chose to instead be loving towards his brothers, okay. Another story is even our Savior, Jesus Christ, him that was beaten for nothing, him that was insulted upon, but he was still able to empathize with the people, which is a great social skill. Okay, he was still able to have composure, to have self-control, to still connect and show compassion, okay, to the emotional needs of the people, which means that he looked beyond the pain that he felt within and he responded mindfully. He responded consciously because there was an output that he was looking for. There was an impact that he wanted to create in the life of the people. And that was where his focus was, okay, was to create that impact. All right. And was able to manage all of that. Even David himself, after all what Saul did to him, okay, he was still able to keep a good relationship with Saul and not seek for revenge. Okay. And even Apostle Paul and even the apostles, when they went through tribulations, they went through torture, and they went through a lot of trials. They at times they were instead singing, they were instead chanting, they were instead happy, joyful. Okay, because they didn't just dwell on that negativity inside. Okay, they looked beyond that and they responded beyond that because the product or the fruit was actually more powerful. Okay, that is very important because when our children don't have this skill, okay, when they repress their feelings, they keep it inside. Okay, it actually pushes them to be aggressive. All right, to be aggressive and not to express all the things that we don't want them to express. Okay, because the world within, okay, influences the world, influences the outside world more than we can imagine. Okay. And now if we are able to fix what is happening within our kids, all right, we are able to correct their behavior 50% of the time. Okay, but now it begins with us, the parent. When the kids are doing something, we need to pause, calm down to the level and say, okay, this what's happening right here. I see that you did this, you did that. How do you think that this made the person feel? Is it correct? How do you think that you can fix this? Okay. And this actually works more for maybe for kids that are expressive, maybe from 8 years old, 6 and above. And you wanna get my point. But now for toddlers now, their approach might be a little bit different. Okay, but it's important for you to actually communicate. Okay. Even if they don't show if they understand or not. Okay, but we actually have to communicate. All right. At times you just have to hold their hands and calm them down. At times you just have to set a boundary and say, okay, this is where it stops, okay, because your behavior right now is triggering me. And now I don't want to respond negatively. So I need to take a break. Okay. And I cannot respond to you now. I have to take a break. We'll have the discussion later. All right. So it actually shows that we are compassionate, we are empathetical, and we are actually listening. Okay, to what's happening within and listening to our children and listening to ourselves and just wanting the atmosphere to be productive, okay, and not just coming in and just venting. Now we say that okay, you're authoritative, we're the parents, we are the ones to show power and all. Like, okay, me and myself, I just feel like there's actually power in being calm. There's actually more power in being peaceful in a chaotic world. Okay, that's how we win. That's how Jesus won. That's how David won. That's how the apostles won. Okay, because we don't conquer violence with violence. We don't conquer pain by creating more pain. Okay, and the truth is that our kids are waiting for us. Okay, our kids need us. Okay, we can even employ these emotional intelligence tools even in the academic milieu, in our school curriculum. Okay, these techniques to actually help kids become, to actually help teachers to become, okay, to actually help us to understand what's happening within, all right, and to actually promote peace rather than anger. Okay, when our children feel resentful, it's like they're having, it's like it's like a needle has been put in their bodies and they feel pain. And it's for us parents that pain. All right. So that is that in a nutshell. All right. About emotional intelligence. And I'm really hoping that we parents should actually adopt this, okay, daily, little by little. We should adopt this with our kids. We should model it. We should actually commit ourselves to do this with our kids, okay? Raising children to be emotionally intelligent is the greatest gift you can give to your child to navigate life challenges. I'm going to end with that quote. Okay. Raising children to be emotionally intelligent is the greatest gift you can give them. Okay, because it actually helps them to navigate through life's challenges. Okay. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure to actually share this knowledge with you guys. And I'm so, so happy to be with you guys. Thank you so much, Idara, as well, for having me here. And if there are any questions,
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your time, Ma Ekonde. I really appreciate it. And you've said a lot actually within a short period of time. First, the aspects where we have to look into, then we talked about self and social skills, and you mentioned being really grab. You really insist to this, then you really do this to this, then you first of all is modeling. Children learn by, they see what their parents do, they learn from what their parents say or do. So if you cannot do it yourself, then you can't teach it. If you can't handle your own emotions, if you are not emotionally intelligent yourself, you can't really help your children to be emotionally intelligent. So you have to look into your own self, then by extension, your children will begin to pick up and learn from it. Then we also talked about open conversation. You have to speak, which is one of the strategy of emotional intelligence, communication. You have to talk about how you feel, put your words to it, use your words. I feel this way. Oh, I can't imagine this. And there's something my mom used to tell me when we were quite young. She said, if something happens and you feel bad, it's okay to come back after some time and say, this happened, that happened, I felt this way, I felt that way. That way, there will be this understanding that this is who this person is, this is how this person can feel in situations like this, and this is how I could do things differently when it comes to this person, to this individual. She also talked about self-care. Do not neglect yourself because you're a parent. We understand that you are busy completely. There's no time, but then you can still create time out of no time to take care of yourself. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some time, and you come back at parenting. And the truth is, emotional intelligence is like a garden that you have to plant, you have to sow the seed, you have to wet your crop, you have to, allow it flourish, you have to get the weeds off, you have to come back to see it growing and ensure that it is always exposed to sunlight. Once again, thanks to Mike Kunde for joining us today. Thanks to Mike Kunde for joining us today. We'll have another live session probably in a few weeks, hopefully next week. But for now, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. You can do well to, search out for materials online, search out for materials online, and it would help your parenting journey. The aim of all this is to ensure that the children get, top parenting, massive top class parenting, and come out as great individuals. So until I see you in our next video or our next live stream, bye for now.